fucking lying.
Tell me what you say now. Tell me what you say, come again. If you cannot stay down, then you do not have to pretend like there is no way out.
So I'm filming downstairs in my living room. The door is open, the windows are open, so I apologize if you hear any noise. Let's get right into it. So the most important thing about having a really great base, I cannot stress this enough, is your skin prep. You need to be exfoliating your skin regularly. If you have a little peach fuzz, shave it off, because that will make for the smoothest base, the smoothest application. Okay, so you want to find products that are good for your skin type. I used to have really oily skin. I did the Accutane journey and my skin changed a little bit, but during Accutane I needed something really thick that didn't make me oily, and that was the Believe True cream. Okay, and that is what I'm going to use. Like, sometimes I use clindamycin before this, and that's just a topical gel that I get from my dermatologist. So you just want to work that into your skin really well. Next, rain or shine, summer or winter, I always use sunscreen, because the sun rays are always out and it can always do damage. So it doesn't matter how strong it is or how light you think it is, like, you should be wearing sunscreen, and you should be reapplying it more than once for the day if you don't have any makeup on. So I use Skin Proud. It's my favorite one. There's one that I use from Skin of Joseon, and that is a Korean skin brand, but I really like this one. It hydrates me and it doesn't leave a white cast. Neither does the Skin of Joseon, but this one, I just really love the way it makes my skin look so healthy. So I love that. It's also very important to note that you have to give yourself a little time in between the application process of everything that you put on your face, because if you do not, it is possible for the products to start crumbling. So if you ever put on multiple products on your face before you begin to start your makeup and you feel like it's crumbling on your face, you're seeing little white flakes, it's because you didn't give yourself a good enough time before adding another layer of a different product. Keep in mind, these products have different ingredients in them, so sometimes they just either don't work well together, B, you didn't exfoliate and your skin prep isn't correct for your skin type, C, you just didn't wait a good enough time in between each step to let the products do what they need to do. So next we're going to go in with Scandinavia. This is an oil-free priming spray. I love this spray. It's an OG spray. If you were here on YouTube for years, then you know about it. And I'm going to spray that on my face. I use this in tropical climates and my makeup always stays on. I never have a problem with it. And if you notice, the priming spray also adds to your glow. And now that my priming spray has dried down a bit, we're going to move on to One Size Secure the Sweat. And this is just an added step that I recently started doing, like a couple months now since I bought it, but I only really put it at the sides of my nose and like right here on my cheek and a little bit on my chin, just because like it's summer and we just want the added help. You don't have to do that if you don't have a problem with your T-zone being super oily or your makeup separating in those spots. Then don't even worry about it. You can definitely skip this step. And also, you don't have to use the products that I'm using. You can use what's best for you. And then we just give it a minute to basically just do its thing and for the ingredients to activate. Oh my goodness. I had every intent to use like natural lighting, but of course the day that I decided I want to film downstairs with natural lighting, the sun is playing hide and go seek. If you hear any noise, it's the damn cat. Cruella. So I'm going to use my favorite foundation in the world. I used to use this when my skin was like uncontrollably oily. And it's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation. I was so happy when they came out with half shades because I used to use 5W1 bronze. Now I use 5W1.5 in the color cinnamon. I don't have a pump. They do have a pump for it. I don't care. I just take a little and I dab all 4 points on my face. It's best to always start out with a little and then add more if you need it, because you can always add more, but it's really hard to take away. I find with this foundation, you fucking lying. Now all of a sudden everybody want to cut their grass. Now everybody care about how their lawn look. Come on. Anyway, I find that I'm going to work through it. I'm just going to blend through the noise. I'm so sorry. I find that with this foundation that it works best with a sponge application. It's like harder to blend, I feel like, with a brush. Like you don't get like the right coverage because it is like a mattifying foundation and it tends to dry down really quickly. So I like to just use a sponge. And bring it down to your neck. It's a mattifying foundation, so I can't really hold off, so I'm sorry about the noise. Next, I don't color correct, so I'm going to go in with a concealer that is my skin tone, which is Mocha from Born This Way. And I'm going to put it in areas that I feel like I need a bit more coverage. And it's usually at the sides of my nose and the corners of my mouth. And you just want to push the product into the side of your nose. Don't be afraid to like move your nostril and really get in there, because you want your makeup to last all day. Next, we are going to contour, and I like to use Huda Beauty's concealer in the color Maple Syrup. And I get my jawline because your girl got jowls. I get my cheekbone. I contour higher because we want to lift our face. And I can do an in-depth contour and highlight video. Right now, this video is just showing you guys like how I get my flawless base. And then you just contour. I'm planning to do an in-depth nose contour tutorial. So this is just me breezing through the steps because, again, I plan to put out more content. We're going to use dabbing motions until the product disappears, and circular motions at times, and we're going to bring it all the way back to the back of our ear. If you are a lighter skinned woman or a white woman, if you're a lighter skinned woman or a European woman, then you definitely have to make sure to get your ears and definitely behind your ears if you're contouring with a darker color, because that will snitch on you. So now you can see I'm all blended. A lot of people use cool tone contours, which you really should, but I don't like to contour like that. I like to contour warmer, and I feel like it looks the best on my skin tone, but you do you, boo boo. So right now I'm going to highlight with my favorite concealer, and it's Too Faced Concealer Born This Way in the color Golden Beige. And I just place a dot there, and you know, just like math, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. And then we're going to add a bit on our forehead. I like to flip the applicator around and slightly go down my nose like that, right above my lip. I do not do my chin. Sometimes, for the sake of the video, I'll put it here, but you really don't need to put it here because you can drag it down. So in order to get a bright under eye and to really make it pop the way you would like it to pop, you're gonna have to go in with more than one layer. If you're one of those girls that, oh, I don't want to wear a lot of makeup, I'm afraid, this ain't for you. I don't know what to tell you. Because if you want it to show up and you want it to be as opaque as possible, you gotta put 2 layers on, honey. because the more you blend, and you should be blending really well and blending it out seamlessly, is the more the product will be diffused into your face. I do not go past the tail of my eyebrow. Do you see that? Because the wider you drag it out, it's the wider you will make your face. And nobody wants to purposely make their face wide. Please note and remember that everybody's face shape is different. They have plenty of charts where you can figure out what placement of concealer and contour is best for your face shape. I have a round face, and this is just what I find works for me. And as you can see, it's like seamlessly blended out. I like to take my concealer and go up and down on the side of my nose just to really help clean up my contour and define my contour even more on my nose. And as you'll notice, I'll go back and forth just to make sure I have a seamless blend. And I'll also flip to the butt of the sponge, which is what I use to put on my foundation and my contour. And I use that edge to blend out the edges of my highlight so that it's a seamless blend and it's not any harsh lines. Sponge, you want to like blend out your forehead concealer, and I like to bring it right above my eyebrow, so that is cleaning up my eyebrow for me. Like, I won't have to go back later and clean up the top of my eyebrow because I'm already doing it now. So I'm really a blush girl. Like, I love blush so freaking much. And I'm going to use Patrick Ta's She's Vibrant Blush. And when I tell you I've been loving his blushes, I have 3 of them. I want to add a couple more to my collection. It's a cream side and then there's a powder side. The way he does it is he usually puts the powder side on first and then puts the shimmer cream side on top as like a glaze. But I usually, whenever I do my blush, I like to use a cream blush first and then a powder brush to set it, because I feel like it makes my blush pop even more. But you can do what you need to do. I have cat hair in my face, sorry. So I'm just going to dip into it. And I always start right here in the middle of my cheek and blend upwards. So there's many different placements of blush. However, for the last couple of months, I've been really enjoying it on the apples of my cheeks as well. I feel like it also really makes my makeup just look cohesive. It makes my highlight pop even more. So I'm loving that. One of the most important steps in your flawless base routine is the setting of your makeup. Okay, your powders really matter. I like to use a thinly, finely milled powder. I don't like big chunky powders, so I always opt for Laura Mercier's powder. I put it in the top of my cap, and before I go in, it's very important to blend out your under eye. Get rid of any of those creases everywhere. Okay, and when you blend out, you really don't want to look down because, you know, that adds to creases. I continue to use the same sponge because it's still damp, and it just makes sure that there won't be any dry patches when you get to setting your face. Like, if you use a dry powder sponge or whatever, sometimes you can find that you get dry patches, like the powder is clinging to certain parts of your face, especially when you use mattifying products, that it clings and it's like a dry patch, and it just doesn't look well. I didn't say this before, but it's important to note that I do not bake, okay? It ages the skin, it dehydrates the skin. Sometimes people bake so much on their under eyes, and then they're wondering why it's cracking, why it's creases, everything is not settling in correctly, and you're just dehydrating your under eyes. You're literally undoing all your first steps. Like, you're undoing your moisturizer. Everything that your moisturizer is working to do while making you look hydrated, you're undoing it. So I don't bake. The only thing that I will bake is my nose contour. So I'm gonna go in with my MAC Studio Fix powder. This is a foundation powder, so It's heavy duty. Like, you literally could wear this powder by itself as a foundation. However, I just put it on top of my foundations, and it just really gives me an extra hold. So the only places that I put this powder is down my neck, because you don't want to look like Jim Carrey in The Mask. So you want to blend that seamlessly. And I put it on my forehead. I'm just covering my lace because I hate a dirty lace with makeup. That's so ugly. Like, I feel like it's so disrespectful. And then again, over my smile lines. It looks aggressive. I'm being aggressive. I'm pushing that product into my smile lines, and I won't have any smile lines. Man, as a black woman, I really, really love NARS because their shade ranges in all their foundations is chef's kiss, okay? Even their bronzers. This is a NARS Laguna bronzer in number 6. And when I tell you this is so beautiful, I love how it has like a hint of red, because some of these makeup brands feel like you don't want to look red, like, because you're black. Yeah, we want to look sun-kissed. We want to look sun-kissed. We want that undertone to be a bit red. So in circular motions, I'm going to get my jawline. And again, I'm going back behind my ear, because this is naturally how the sun hits you. The sun is hitting that jawline, okay? So on my forehead, again, I'm just covering my lace, but in circular motions, I am bronzing up my face, because we just put all that powder on our face, and now we need to bring back the life into our face. Next on our list is contouring, okay? We bronze, but now we want to really add shadows and define our face so that it could just look chiseled and cute in a good way. And I really work it right there at the top of my cheek. I work it and I bring it up. And you just want to create, like, if you can see, my eyes lazy. I gotta blink. I don't want to fuck y'all up. I don't want to make y'all dizzy trying to figure out which eye's looking where. Okay, and we're back to normal. But if you can see, there is a slight shadow I created there, and it's really working to slim my face. We're going to go over the jawline lightly because we already bronzed that up. We don't want to add too much there because we don't want it to just be like all red on our jawline. Like, it's more chiseled, more defined as compared to this side. You can go ahead and add a little to your temples without dipping back into the pan. Okay guys, we're back. My camera is charged. Please ignore my eyebrows. I went ahead and finished my eyebrows, my eyelashes, and liner off camera. When I was putting on my beauty marks, I went ahead and let my intrusive thoughts win, and I started to fill in my eyebrows with the same marker that I used to put on my beauty marks. When I was doing the tail, it was cute, but I don't know. It's looking a bit microblady first day. I don't know. The lashes that I'm wearing are in the style Saturn from Taylor Minx, and they are linked on my website, and I'll have a link somewhere for it. So again, we were using She's Vibrant from Patrick Ta, and we only put down the cream blush. I'm gonna add a little more because I'm extra like that, the cream part, so just a bit more. You see that? You don't need to add as much blush as me. Like, you can live your life. I just like blush. So pretty, so vibrant, and just like that. And as you can see, I'm like lightly dabbing, like almost in circular motions, bringing the blush upward. And we're going to do the same to the other side. Like, that is just the sun from outside hitting me, and it has like a natural shine. And even though your face is mattified, like, I like to still bring back a glow and some dew in my cheek area, because it helps you to look more youthful and your makeup just to look like skin. So with your face powder or a powder that's 1 to 2 shades lighter, I don't like to use translucent powder because I feel like it's just stark white, and I really don't like that look. Oh my gosh. So what I go ahead and do is I take the same exact sponge that I was using for everything, and I just swirl it into my same face powder, my NC50, and I clean up because you see that? Like, I just clean up because, you know, when you get to blending and you put in all of the bronzer and all your powders on, sometimes it could get all over the place and it could end up looking muddy. And you just want to make it more defined and just not look sloppy. And you see that? And it's just a clean, concise look. Like, it's nothing but blush. And then you look at this side and it's like all over the place, a little bit down. And we're just going to do the same thing to this side. Look at that. So pretty. So perfect. So let's go ahead and dust away our nose powder. I usually just use the sponge. I don't know what possessed me to do this, because honestly, I'm going to go ahead and do what I always do. I always use the side of the sponge that I put on translucent powder with, and I usually push the product into my skin. And anything extra, if you see like a little white cast being left behind, I just dust that off. Do you see how your face is all powdered? It's all matte. It's kind of flat because you sat there and you add layers of powder to set your makeup in place. But now you want your makeup to have some life. Like, you don't want it to look like it's a 90s mattified makeup look. So you want to bring the life back to your face, and you're going to go ahead and use your finishing spray. And it's just a spray that's basically just going to marry all your powders together and basically make you look refreshed. You know what I mean? But it's not made to like last all day, because that is the job of mattifying setting spray. My stupid ass brother's calling me, which is this. Yes, Jonathan.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on my way. I have to go to the ad.
Okay. And this is fine. Like, you could definitely just wear this and be fine. Like, if you're looking for that type of look, you're not keeping your makeup on long, whatever the case is. But just know that, yes, doing this step, your makeup can last all day, because I do use this. Like, this is an OG. It's such a great product. And your makeup can last all day. But if you really want to ensure that it's going to do what it's supposed to do, then you can go ahead and you can add a setting spray. So your setting spray would be your one size, correct? It would be your Urban Decay all-nighter spray. That is a setting spray as well. It's going to lock everything in place. Like, once you put that on, it's not moving. Look at my face. It literally looks like skin. It has dried down. It has done everything it's supposed to do. My cheeks look rosy and dewy the way that I like. Now, me personally, I don't like spraying the one size all over my face, because I feel like it takes away from my under eye highlight. I don't know why. I feel like it just almost like oxidizes it and makes it darker, and it's not as bright and vibrant. And I didn't just add 2 layers of my favorite concealer for it not to be seen by the little green people on Mars. No. So I only do my T-zone, because that is the places that I get oily. I like my cheek to look nice and dewy, so I don't spray any on my cheek. Sometimes I will spray only right here just to lock it in. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so this is the final look. Wow, nothing but skin. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn off this light. Wow, when I think back at how far I've come with makeup, like, wow, like I love it so much. I always get so much compliments on my base, on and offline. I don't have to use a filter. And people are always so curious, because when I tell you this is a flawless base, this is a flawless base. I can't even talk. But yeah, you guys, this is the final look. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that you're not shy and you can let me know what you would like to see in the next video. And tell a friend to tell a friend to come here with me. Bye.
Tell me what you say now. Tell me what you say, come again. If you cannot stay down,